You mentioned the Niners. There is a roster purge going on right now in San Francisco. Just to give you an idea as to what's going on right now in San Francisco. The Niners have now lost 11 starters and 10 backups from their Super Bowl team of 2 years ago, including all-pro cornerback Javarius Ward, all-pro safety Talanoa Hufanga, Pro Bowl caliber linebacker Dre Greenlaw, Pro Bowl fullback Kyle Juszczyk, Pro Bowl defensive tackle Javon Hargrave, and they're trading away all-pro wide receiver Deebo Samuel. All of this because, according to reports coming out of the Bay, the Niners are rearranging both their offensive schematic structure and their overall roster to reflect the shift to Brock Purdy as the centerpiece of the team.
And the 49ers continue for me to believe that they don't know what they're doing. Can you give me the other quarterback who they traded up to get?
No, Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, is he still with the team? I'm just curious.
Trey vanished.
Trey vanish is more like it. Yeah, very good. But do you remember that move for Trey Lance? How long did that work out? They gave the guy like 3 starts. Rob G, did he get 5 starts in the NFL or 3? Like he got hurt, but he had like 3 starts.
Yep.
And now Brock Purdy, who we got to watch last year without all the bells and whistles, struggled. He struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Did he look like the same quarterback to you without all his weapons?
I'm about to get to a point of that. Yeah.
I don't understand this. I really don't. Like, Brock Purdy, with the right pieces around him, can be a really good quarterback. And we've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
But the great ones or the really good ones are the ones who still can get it done when you don't have everybody, where it doesn't have to be perfect. Got to have a running game. Got to have this. Got to have a wide receiver.
Lamar and Josh proved that.
Yeah, right.
Patrick Mahomes too, but those two in particular where lastly, not 2024, but 2023, Lamar lost all his running backs.
That's what I'm saying.
The entire fleet of running backs.
And still
balled out and got to the AFC Championship game and was an MVP.
And this is what I'm talking about. And the eye test for me, and I get what he did, and the 49ers went to 2 Super Bowls of late, right? And now here they are dismantling the team because they got to pay Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, and all this stuff. I don't know how they expect to win. I really don't. I'm shocked by this. I think this is a mistake, and this is the beginning of the end for the 49ers and this window and this run they had. Because they had a team.
Yeah.
They had a squad. You could put almost any quarterback in there, and they could have won, right? And if it wasn't for some bad coaching,
they might have one.
They might have one. They choked down 2 fourth-quarter leads in 2 Super Bowls, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're up 10, with the Chiefs. So what they're doing to me is a hard reset, and they're setting everything up based around Brock, which if you're Brock, you have to be thrilled in that. Yeah, we're losing some pieces here on both sides of the ball, but Deebo Samuel obviously gone as well. But one of the things you have to love is that they're acknowledging we are, not to get all super inside football, but they're changing the system. They want to go more spread offense. They want to go deeper down the field than they had been historically. They want to get back to that. They want to get back to, I think, Rob, where they're saying 2023 was the best version of Brock, where he was one of the tops in pretty much all the back passing categories. 9.6 yards an attempt. His QBR was 72.8. He was 4th in completions percentage at 69.4. That MVP candidate. That's the Brock Purdy they believe that's the Brock we can have when we're healthy, when we have the right guys around him. They've kept enough pieces around him. Christian McCaffrey, he's healthy. They still got Kittle.
He ain't the same.
They still got Ayuk. They still got enough pieces around. They still got some offensive line studs there for another year or two. They've kept enough around him where they can say, all right, let's go out and do what they have done well outside of the Trey Lance. But they've drafted some really good players. So let's go out there, find some players. They got a bunch of cap money now. And over the next year, this year, upcoming year, 2025 and 2026, we'll find some players. And I think they believe with Brock being so young, because I think he's, 25? I think they believe they can make a run still and have, another 5-6 year run. And the crazy thing is the money they're talking about. Reports are it was around $45 million a year. And then they had to go back to the negotiating table because apparently the reports are saying some people thought Brock's team thought that was disrespectful. So it could get up to around 55, which again is some big time money. But that just says that they're ready to lock in. This is our guy. Let's move forward for the next 5-7 years. And they believe their window will be open once they make some changes. And I give them credit for making changes and kind of pressing the reset instead of keep trying, and maybe you're not getting the best of Brock because you haven't adjusted, you haven't moved on, and you haven't tried something differently. They're saying, let's reset, keep some pieces. We've got the mainstays. We got Kittle, we got McCaffrey, we got Ayuk, we got some, again, offensive line play. We got some defensive players. We hung out with one of the defensive players as well.
You think this is the same team?
No, I'm saying they got the stars still aligned that they can plug and play. And I think they believe their system. To your point, we got Jimmy G there, we got Brock there, and I think they believe in their system and the way in which they're running the organization, that few pieces here, lock in with Brock, give him the big bag, and we'll be right back at it in a year.
Yeah, I totally disagree. I think that this is a situation where Brock didn't make you feel the same way after last year. If this was the year before when he was up for like the MVP going into the last that Christmas Day game and Lamar balled out and basically won the MVP there, maybe I feel differently. But watching him last year, he was more pedestrian, more ordinary to me. More, I'm not saying Mr. Irrelevant, but
right.
but a middle of the pack quarterback.
Let me throw this at you.
What was his touchdowns, Rob G?
I think it was 20.
And interception.
I think he had 20. It was 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, that's not impressive.
So not
I told
great.
you, Matthew Stafford had 20 and 8. He had 20 and 12.
Yeah, 20 and 12. Didn't look his best. He lost a lot of, obviously, the whole lineup was in and out. I mean, you lost Christian McCaffrey, and he's definitely not quite the same without Christian McCaffrey.
But we talk about that. That's where it makes you an elite quarterback, and not everybody can do it, and I get
that. You led me to where I was going to go. Maybe they don't view him as he has to be those top 5. He doesn't have to be Patrick, Lamar, Josh, if you want to say Jalen and Joe Burrow. Right? If you're putting him right up in there, maybe he doesn't have to be that. But when we do our job and we provide him the offensive guys we need, we're changing up the schematics. Kyle Shanahan is supposed to be an offensive genius, and we've still got some solid defensive players that they feel will be right back at this thing. He doesn't have to be that guy. Where do you place him with Jared Goff? Better, worse, equal, on par?
Jared Goff is better than him.
Okay. Jared Goff had a potential, not this season, obviously they lost earlier, but last season to get there. Brock Purdy outplayed him. I think that he's done enough for them to say he's a top quarterback, not the top 5. Nobody thinks that. They're not crazy, but he's one of the better quarterbacks that when he has the pieces, knows our system, we're going to revamp the system some, we'll be fine. Because again, everybody can't have Patrick Mahomes, Rob, or Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Those are literally special guys.
I gotta be honest going forward. Brock Purdy's not winning a Super Bowl, especially with a cut rate 49ers team that's scaling back.
I don't think they believe. I think they're just starting over. Like I don't think they think they're going to be cut rate like Seattle, where it's like, what the heck are they doing?
Okay, so in the NFC where it is now or whatnot. With the Bears getting better, with the Packers there. I'm just giving you all the teams that the Vikings are still there.
Allegedly.
Okay.
You got to give me some more definitives. You got to give me some.
Why? The 49ers didn't make the playoffs last year. Why?
No, but I'm saying because the teams you're saying, you didn't go to like the Eagles where I would say, okay. The Commanders, obvious. I would say, okay.
But that's obvious. Those two teams are obvious to me. I'm trying to tell you. Out. I'm trying to tell you, well, that team's not making the playoffs next year. So I'm trying to tell you about the other team. I'm telling you, the Lions.
So who's winning the division?
The Lions.
Who's winning the division?
The Chicago Bears.
So let's double up the wings.
Okay.
So I already got the wings bet.
Then we got the bet. The Lions aren't making the playoffs. Okay. It's so simple.
Rob, you got that on paper.
I got that. I got a question for you, Rob, because obviously there's a talent exodus going on right now in San Francisco. The problem, though, is you're suggesting that they're having a stripped-down roster. They still have at least 4 or 5 All-Pros.
That's what I was naming.
Even after that.
I get that, but still, there are a lot of players. They had a really good team. They got to the Super Bowl twice, but did not win. And all I'm saying is, I don't believe that Brock is good enough with not all your pieces on the team that you had put together. Yeah. So I got to wait and see. I saw him last year. I saw the cut rate. I saw him without without a lot of those pieces. And I get injuries. That's a part of the game and all that. But I'm not convinced that he's that guy.
So is it
that's
possible
my eye test.
that he's somewhere in the middle of 2023 and 2024? 2023 is first in everything.
Right.
Passer rating, completion percentage, QBR, fifth in passing yards.
He might be in the middle, but
and this is where I think we're not given the credit. The credit to me, I agree with you. I don't think he's necessarily, like I said, he's not top 5, 6, 7 guy. But John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, how they're running this right now, getting right players around him, and Kyle, dialing up that offense, we've got a really good version of him.
I got the 49ers not making the playoffs again, too.
And the Bears winning the NFC North.
Yeah, well, I'm not Nick Wright. I don't have him winning the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Winning the division
I'm
is
about
not
to text
that.
Nick right now. That was crazy.
Okay, that's what Nick had them winning the Super Bowl.
crazy,
Rob G had, who'd you have, the Jets and who in the Super Bowl?
Jets
Raiders.
and Niners.
Yeah, there you go. So there we go.
That's probably even worse than his Bears one because both of my teams were terrible.
I was close.
At least he had
Lions,
the
Chiefs.
But Bears.
I had Lions, Chiefs.
I had Baltimore and who'd I have? Eagles, right?
Rob's consistent. He's picked Baltimore like 4
Just
straight
gonna ride it
seasons.
out.
In baseball, it's the Yankees, the Padres, and the Yankees.
I picked the Padres for like 4 years in a row.
That's right.
When
if
I
he
like
likes
a
a team,
team,
he sticks with it.
Oh, no, he's going to ride it out.
I'm going to ride it out because eventually it's going to happen. Just like I told you all these years that the Lions weren't going to make it to the Super Bowl. I stuck with it.
Yeah, you was nervous.
No, I wasn't.
You're lucky
nervous.
I wasn't here that year they blew it in the NFC Championship. You was a nervous wreck.
I was great.
That first half, he was the
First
only one
half,
like, they're going to blow it.
First
It's
laugh,
okay.
he was on Spirit right now. I'm a Champagne member. Can
Whatever.
I book a ticket to get out of the country?
Hey, Rob, how good are the Dodgers going to do this year?
Ooh, good one.
They're not winning the World Series.
Steve DeSager is laughing in your
Steve
face
DeSager.
right now.
You know how hard it is to repeat? Steve knows he's a baseball guy.
It's tough.
It's very tough to repeat in baseball. We haven't had a team repeat in 25 years.
That's crazy.
25
So you're saying we're
years.
overdue?
Better Yankees or Dodgers?
What's that?
Better Yankees or Dodgers?
The Dodgers are better on paper.
Better season, I'm saying. Who will have?
Yeah, I mean, they
Dodgers?
just lost their ace.
Just make that's a good point.
I
Well,
mean, come on.
they lost him in the 5th inning. All right.